Welcome back to another episode of Behold. We've been on quite the journey so far, learning about who we are, who God is, and what He says about us, who we are as His sons and daughters, and that as His sons and daughters, He only wants to give us the very best. And if you're like me, at some point throughout this series, you probably have thought to yourself, I don't know if I can fully believe that because of my life experience. I've experienced pain and suffering that goes against what you're saying. And I get it, because the effects of sin are often that, very personal and pretty painful. That's because anytime we experience sin, we're actually experiencing a distortion or sometimes a total absence of the love that we were made for. And that is personal and that is painful. When we experience these ramifications of sin, we experience a wound, a moment where we were made for a perfect, endless love, and we were given something different, something lesser. We start to live out of our wounds, and we start to let what our wounds say about us define us. And when we do this, we're not trusting the perfect love that we're made for. We have stopped living out of our identities as sons and daughters. We've stopped trusting our relationship with the Father, and we've had to cope in other ways. And Jesus doesn't want us for this. The whole reason He came was to reconcile us with the Father. That Jesus wants to heal us in this process. And not only does He want to heal us, but He wants to take away the scar. He wants to take away any memory or any remnants that it ever happened. He wants to make us new. And this is a huge, lofty, miraculous process. One that was really hard for me to even think about approaching until I read a children's book. It's called You Are Special by Max Lucado. And the book is about this village of wooden dolls that a carpenter named Eli makes. And all these wooden dolls are just living their little lives, and they give each other stars and dots, little stickers of things that they like about one another or things that they don't like about one another, pointing out things that they achieve or ways that they fall short. And the main character is this little wooden doll named Punchinello. And Punchinello has more dots than stars, more flaws or faults than good things. And he one day sees this doll named Lucia. And Lucia doesn't have any marks on her. She has no stickers. And so he asks her, how do you have no stickers? And she says, it's simple. I just go and talk to Eli. So Punchinello starts to think, maybe I can live with no marks. Maybe I don't have to live this way or feel this way about myself. So he goes to see Eli. This conversation in the book is what changed my heart. He asks Eli, why doesn't Lucia have any stickers on her? And Eli responds to Punchinello and he says, because she has decided that what I think about her means more than what the other Wemmicks think. That is the truth of the Father, that what He thinks is more important than what anyone else can say about us. That there is nothing we can do or say or experience that will keep Him from loving us. I strongly encourage you to be like little Punchinello, to come back to the Father in the sacrament of reconciliation, and to ask your hard questions. And it's in this sacrament that we allow the voice of the Father to wash over us, to tell us who we are and how we were made, just like Eli did to Punchinello. St. James has confession on Saturday mornings and on Tuesday evenings. And my invitation to you this week is to come to confession. And I know it can be hard, and I know it can be painful, and I know it can be uncomfortable. But I promise that it is there that the Lord wants to tell you who you are. He wants to shower you with love so that you may trust again that what He thinks about you is more important than what anyone else thinks. Tune in next week as we continue talking about identity through parenthood.